Hey everyone, well happy Friday. I am back in New Mexico and I am getting my chili fix on. As you can see, taking a little break on this busy Friday, and I wanted to use this opportunity to just catch you guys all up to speed on what's happening with the federal funding fight, what's going on with this indictment that dropped last night, and all of the crazy things that are happening. But let's get started on the most important issue right at this moment, which is that we are just a few days away from a potential government shutdown. We just got off of our Democratic caucus call, and what we want all of you to know is that Democrats will show up to fight for the American people. The Republican-led Congress has canceled votes next week, basically guaranteeing a government shutdown. And it's important to understand that in Congress, whoever's in the majority controls both chambers. They control the schedule. They decide whether or not Congress is in session or not. And basically, they forced a vote on a very partisan CR just a couple of days ago. And then they said, we're not coming back. You have to take all of our demands and we're leaving town. And today, the speaker doubled down and basically said that his members aren't coming back at all next week. So that means that they are basically guaranteeing a government shutdown. But on top of that, after they refused to negotiate, after they reneged on a bipartisan framework that had been discussed for months, after they basically said we can't do anything till the president tells us what he wants, because let's be honest, the president was busy calling members of Congress, threatening them over the Epstein files rather than actually doing his job. Basically, the president last week said he refused to meet with Democrats to try to cut a bipartisan agreement to keep the government open and to save American healthcare. And so here we are, we're days away from a potential shutdown, and they're essentially saying that they are not going to come back. And so this is pretty much guaranteeing that we are going to shut down next week unless they come to the negotiating table. But Democrats plan to show up. We will be there on Monday. Whether they call us back into session or not, we will be showing up for our jobs, even if they won't. And we're there to make sure that we fight to keep the government open, that we fight to address the healthcare crisis that they created with the big ugly bill that cut healthcare for millions of Americans on Medicaid, and that is going to drive up your health insurance costs literally in just the next few weeks. And this is not a hypothetical. Literally, if you pay for private health insurance on the exchange right now, your premiums are about to skyrocket because of the crisis that they created in the big ugly bill. So if we don't fix this, literally tens of millions of Americans are going to suddenly find themselves having to spend hundreds of dollars more a month just for basic healthcare coverage again. Like, they're trying to take us back before the Affordable Care Act exists. That is going to bankrupt families. It's going to bankrupt small family businesses. It's not sustainable. That's why we're fighting for the American people. And that is what we put on the table as a condition for addressing all of the things that we have to in the upcoming spending bill, because it's time sensitive. But they're refusing to negotiate, and they are so refusing that they're not even going to show up to do their jobs next week. It's outrageous. It is outrageous. In addition to that, the director of President Trump's budget office has basically issued this crazy memo just a couple of days ago to all of the politicals at all of the federal agencies, saying that if we shut down, he is going to use this as a pretext for mass firings of federal employees. Now, this is straight out of the Project 2025 and DOGE playbook. They don't have the authority to do this. This is just like what they did with DOGE earlier this year, where they went out and fired tens of thousands of Americans in every possible federal agency. But this is unprecedented. This is one, illegal. They can't do this. And two, it's unprecedented to threaten the American people with mass firings over a shutdown crisis that they created a week before the shutdown even would occur. It's just wrong. It's wrong. So we're going back to fight for the American people. to fight to address the healthcare crisis, to keep the government open, and to hold them accountable. And to that end, I want to just note that last night it was announced that the administration was pursuing a federal indictment against James Comey, who's the former head of the FBI, and this is unprecedented. It's really important that people understand why this is a red line that has been crossed, because the president is now using the law enforcement arm of the federal government, the FBI, the Department of Justice, to go after people he perceives as his enemies. Now, they've already been doing this, we know, but they are directly using now the federal law enforcement to go after who he views as his enemies. This is dangerous for democracy, for the rule of law, and it's wrong on every possible level. And so we're fighting back. We're confident, as Mr. Comey issued his own statement yesterday, that these are baseless charges and that the rule of law will be upheld. But this is not normal. This is not okay. But now, I know a lot of people are super freaked out about what's going on right now in this country. But one of the things that I just want to communicate to all of you is that we are here in my office to help support you, to be here for the community. If you are a federal employee, you're worried about something that's going on, please contact my office. We're going to put the information down below. And just know that we're here in the fight, standing with the American people, standing with our communities, and doing everything that we can. So I hope that on this Friday, you can find a little bit of joy. This is mine right now. And oh yeah, you better believe this one too. And I hope that all of you guys have a good weekend. I'll see you all soon.